Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of my RCT3 Megapark. Now, in the last episode I built this little go-kart track here. I quite like how it goes underground for this part of the track here. Just made it a little bit lush, just put some nice trees around it, put these little bridges here. I'm quite happy with it. So what I want to do in this episode is just expand the beach area here a bit. I've extended this this suspended monorail here a bit. I think this will be a perfect location for a new station for the ride. You can see the first station is somewhere over here, and yeah, if we make the new station over here, I think we could have another one over here and one over here, and then we would have a full circle. But of course, we still have quite a ways to go before we get to that point. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to do, add a nice station here, make a nice station building around it. The path here, it's a bit difficult to see, but it's simply a sandy path, and on top of this sand floor it becomes barely visible. You can still see the path here if you look closely. I'm going to extend this path a little bit. I think this area will actually be quite a nice area to add a ride, something like a wild mouse, something like that. Probably a still wild mouse coaster would look nice here, because this beach area, it kind of looks like one of, probably like a fairground area, like it's more like a boardwalk area, something like that. But yeah, still wild mouse, I should definitely be able to fit something like that over here. Not really sure how I'm going to put it. I do kind of want to make a path under this coaster here. That's why I prepared this opening under this mid-course brake run here. But I'll figure something out. Well, I definitely want the path to go under this coaster here, and then eventually meet up here in the middle with this path again. Okay, I'm first going to start building on the station for the suspended monorail. Yeah, making buildings look good in this game is quite tricky, but once again I'm just going to try my best. And probably something in this style would actually look quite alright, so that's probably what I'm just going with. Alright, time to get building. Okay, here's our new station for the ride. It's actually quite a simple building. Just a few paths. I just put some of these walls around. Instead of making it a fully enclosed building, and I actually put some of these Wild West fences here. I think it actually works quite well. Now, also to make the building shape a little bit more interesting, I just put these windows up here, also with a little roof on top. Yeah, just a bit of general advice in any game, really. If you're buildings look a little bit boring, just to try to give it a shape that's a little bit more interesting. For example, yeah, just a flat flat boring roof will not look interesting to anyone. But yeah, just playing a bit with the roof shape is such an easy way to make your buildings look nicer. So yeah, it might be something to keep in mind. Alright, with that done, yeah, I think I can try and fit a wild mouse coaster somewhere over here. Well, it could be somewhere over here or somewhere over here. I'm not really sure how big my layout is going to be. I'm just going to play a bit. And of course, what I need to keep in mind is also where I still want the path to go. I want a guest to be able to travel from over here to somewhere over here. I really hate how the game sometimes just moves me in one direction when I hold the right mouse button. Well, yeah, also this monorail still needs to go here somewhere. So yeah, I might just make the monorail go somewhere over here and then put the path also somewhere over here. And then I would be able to fit the wild mouse somewhere over here. I'll have to see what looks nicest. I think I'm just going to play around with it a bit. Now, one way to check how much space your coaster is going to take is just to take one of the pre-built rides and just try out that one. This one's very compact. I think I want mine to not have a lift hill that is this steep. Yeah, it would have been nice if RCT3 already had a lift hill that was a little bit less steep than this one, but steeper than the original one. But yeah, that's something for in the more modern games. But yeah, I probably want mine to have a less steep lift hill than this. So the layout will be a little bit longer. Now, yeah, if we put it over here, you can see there's not really enough space here to also have a path to here. So it would probably need to go somewhere over here. I think this is actually a perfect spot for it. But looks like over here we would also be able to fit something nice. But yeah, it would look a little bit cramped. So I'm just going to probably make a wild mouse that sits somewhere over here. I think this is a nice spot for it. Alright, I will just level the land here a little bit and I'll get started on the layout of the coaster. Alright, I feel like I'm getting the hang of the terrain tools a little bit. Now, there are some really sharp edges here, but the smoothing tools do quite help with it. I kinda like having these large stairs here leading up the mountain here and under the coaster. And I kinda curved the monorail a bit around this incline here. Yeah, quite happy with it. Obviously, still need some decoration here, some trees and stuff. But I think this will do for now. So now it's time to get started on the wild mouse coaster. Now the space here is quite limited, but if I don't make it too wide, I think I should be able to fit a nice coaster here without too much trouble. So let's go. Oh, that's interesting. These wild mouse can actually do barrel rolls. Oh, that's something you probably won't find on most of these coasters, but oh, even a loop. Now, I do believe there was a wild mouse coaster that had a loop. But yeah, it was not too successful. Well, of course, talking about the... Oh damn, I don't even remember the name. There was this coaster at Not Berry Farm, I believe, which was a dueling wild mouse made by Togo, and it was not that much of a success. Windjammers or something? Anyway, yeah, I think this will be a more traditional wild mouse without any of these inversions. But for sure, it's fun to see these kind of elements actually on coasters in this game. You can also do you can even do a vertical lift hill. Now that's really wild. Alright, I just want to do a normal lift hill here. Alright, maybe a little bit higher, but yeah, it doesn't have to be too high. And over here, I think this is definitely high enough. So first, of course, we'll do this typical wild mouse zigzaggy section, and 1 or 2 steep drops. Maybe a little bit more of a zigzag here, maybe not. And then finally, after a bit, it will return back to the station. Alright, I just can't help myself, and I really want an inversion on this thing. Yeah, not really sure how feasible it would be in these rides with just a lap bar loosely holding you in, but for sure it does look quite silly and fun. So I'll just try and include one on this coaster. I might be able to get another one in on the way back, or maybe I'll just do some bunny hills. But let's first see if the coaster actually makes it through this inversion. I kinda like having this barrel roll on it. It does seem a little bit slow, so I'll have to give it a little bit more speed through this inversion. But I think I'll at least keep one inversion on this coaster. Alright, yeah, sadly I won't have time to completely decorate this coaster anymore. So that's something I'll have to save for the next episode. I do think it's a really fun addition for the park. I quite like its layout. So it actually has different phases. So first there's of course the lift hill. There's the little zigzag section. Tried making another one here, but I think one of these sections is enough. So after this, there's quite a steep drop, yeah, a smooth curve here, another drop, and there's another block break section here. And after that, there's a bit of a section here with a curved drop in the inversion. And then after that, there's just a little drop and some small bunny hills before it returns back to the station. Now I do notice the coaster having to wait here quite often, probably because this last block section is quite long. Maybe if we make the minimum waiting time a bit longer, that might solve the issue. because then the space between the coasters and these block sections will be a bit longer. So that might just help us, help us space these trains out a bit, so they don't have to actually wait at this section. Might also be a good idea to actually make a block break section right before the station. So I'll probably take out this last little dip and instead just put a block break section here, something like that. Alright, I'm quite happy with how this coaster looks. Of course, like I said, still need some landscaping and some decoration. I think we can finish this episode by taking a ride on this coaster. So yeah, not too much got done in this episode. Made this path over here, did some landscaping, made this station for the suspended monorail, and of course this coaster. But overall, I'm quite happy with the progress that I made here. Still quite a lot of the park to go. Alright, let's finish this episode with the ride on the coaster. See you later.